What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And today we got to talk about it. Mission accomplished by the Washington Commanders. They beat the LA Chargers 27-10 in a game that in the first quarter we thought there were going to be problems. We saw Jaden struggling a little bit to understand how to work around that brace. Did not matter, depended on his run game. Bill Merritt did a good job. I mean, maybe Bill is actually an acronym. Maybe it's boy is lit. Maybe that's what Bill is. Maybe that's what it means. Boy is lit. That's what Bill means. But I'm telling you, this was a fantastic win for the Commanders, not only for the Commanders, but for their defense in particular. Their defense stepped up big time, especially that pass rush. Remember, that was the thing that we said going into the game that they needed to be big on. Like, the pass rush had to be the catalyst for this defense. The pass rush had to be the thing that kept this game intact, that kept this game from getting out of bounds. And what did they do? 5 sacks on Justin Herbert, made him look uncomfortable during the whole game. And I did predict it, even though it was late. We did see Trey Lance in the game. But Washington beats the Chargers 27-10. Again, a game that could have easily gotten out of hand if it wasn't for penalties. And the benefit that we had was that our defense had these takeaways. That was fantastic. But our secondary still gave up too many big plays. Again, if it wasn't for those holding penalties, we're talking about they would have converted a 2nd and 19 and then came back and almost converted a 2nd and 23 or something like that. So, I mean, we can't be giving up big plays like that, because that can be very dangerous against a team that can really make a difference if we're not playing well. So, I mean, again, Washington came out on top. The return of Jaden Daniels was huge. Very, very huge. And I'm going to talk about boy is litty in a minute. But Jaden Daniels return. I mean, you see the difference in the offense when Jaden is in versus when Marcus Mariota was in. For all y'all who were talking about, well, let's go with we can Marcus Mariota is just as good. Nah, we see the difference. You see the difference, and we're talking about this is Jaden Daniels with missing a wheel, or kind of he's working on a flat. I'll say that. But again, he did a fantastic job reading the defense, getting the ball out of his hands. He wasn't holding on to the ball for long. Things that we were concerned about in the first 2 games, where we started to say, hey, you know what's going on? You're looking a little rusty. It seems like he's shaking the rust off, even though he's still on a flat tire. It's still one of those things where we see that he's gotten a lot more smooth back into the groove of the offense. Again, this was a all-around team win. We really saw the team turn a corner at this point. This was a full team effort, and it's good to see that. Matt Gay, all his field goals, got them all. Got all his field goals and extra points, so did a very good job on that. And we're seeing the defense again. We're seeing the defense make a turn. The run defense, it looks very strong. Like I said, the passing defense still something there to be desired, but they played well. They played kind of well. Again, they gave up big plays, and that's that's something that they're going to have to talk more about, because those big plays can be so costly, and we can't have those costly plays. We can still see that there's a level of communication that is still going on there that still hasn't been quite hammered out. And it's something that needs to be hammered out, especially if you're going to try your best to make this run, especially when you're coming up against teams that you should make runs against. So with that, this is going to be a big thing for Washington coming out with these next stretch of games, because they have an opportunity to really win big. But let's talk about some of the miscommunications. Well, you know what? Let's talk about Boy is Liddy. Bill sat up there and did a fantastic job today. I told y'all now early in the season, it looked like he was adjusting his running style, because I remember when he was drafted, I told y'all his running style is very similar to those guys like Steven Jackson, Lawrence Phillips, and Adrian Peterson. He's a guy that runs into the hole very, very quickly, you know, gets some action, bumps off people, and goes out the other way. Those are all traits that we saw from Lawrence Phillips, Steven Jackson, and Adrian Peterson. And it's the same thing. We now see that he must have sat up there and said, look, I don't run like this. I run like this. He must have said something to the coaches, because you saw more of his natural running style, the style that he's been doing for a very long time. You saw it come out this week. And that was very big. 2 touchdowns, I think it was like 111 yards rushing. Fantastic game by Boy is Liddy Bill. That right there is one of those things where that he had a fantastic evening. And this wasn't one of those situations where he was having small runs. No, he was breaking big runs. I'm actually surprised he only had 111. I was for certain. In total yardage, he had 150, but I am surprised that he only had 111. So we're now going to see something different. I like the return of John Bates. Seems like it made the biggest difference you could ever imagine. John Bates coming back sealed the edges on the run games each and every time for both of Bill's touchdowns. John Bates sealed that edge hard and got him to the end zone. Pause. But still, that right there was one of those things where it's amazing at how when one player makes that big of a difference. Not only that, we saw that John Bates is our best blocking tight end. We saw what happened when he wasn't the lead blocker on that play where Bill fumbled. You know, that was Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz got blown up in the backfield, sat up there, ran, and then Bill gets caught in that thing, and they pop the ball out of Bill's arms. So again, John Bates, him coming back was a major impact, major impact. We also saw, Debo play well. We saw Luke McCaffrey make a huge catch, a very huge catch. But again, are we surprised when you got Jaden Daniels? This is one of those things where the impact of Jaden Daniels is so huge. When we talk about elite quarterbacks, right? We talk about guys that make the whole team better. And Jaden is just one of those guys. There is no way around it. He even on a flat tire, he's still one of the more elite quarterbacks. So understand this, that you're talking about a guy with a bad wheel is sitting up there and still at the level of elite on a bad wheel. Sat up there and actually focused on throwing the ball more. That was fantastic. And like I said, Boy is Liddy sat up there and did his thing, man. That was absolutely impressive. I'm gonna start calling him Bionic Bill, because there was some cuts that he made. I was surprised that he made, because I mean, that one where Derwin James had him in the hole, and he sat up there and was able to stop and then redirect his feet. Because I mean, even for his ability to stop with his knees bent, that like, we've never seen that type of running from a lot of running backs. Like, it's hard as hell as a running back to run, be grabbed mid-run, and keep your balance and be able to not see a hole all the way to the right of you and get through that hole and almost get pay dirt. Like, that is a tough thing to do. Like, for y'all who've never played running back, y'all don't understand how tough that run really was and how difficult that was that he did. Because, like I said, to be caught in mid-run with your knees bent, yeah, that most times, most guys have gotten injured like that. But the fact that he got out of there, impressive, absolutely impressive. Bill had a fantastic day. Jaden had a fantastic day. We saw Deebo Samuel do a fantastic job getting himself open and getting himself available. And now I'm gonna talk about the defense some. The defense, that pass rush was on point. They did a very fantastic job in that pass rush. We finally saw Jordan McGee. I mean, at some point, he started to become like a conspiracy theory thing. Like, he was something that was talked about but wasn't real, you know. But we got to see him today. He went out there, he made a few plays, not as many as you want him to, but still, he was impactful enough that it made a difference. And again, the front four, the front seven, I'll say the front seven did a fantastic job. Dorrance Armstrong is still on his tear. He's going to make the Pro Bowl this year. If he keeps doing what he's doing and being as consistent as he's been, he's definitely going to get a Pro Bowl nod. He definitely deserves a Pro Bowl nod. So Dorrance Armstrong is on pace to be a Pro Bowler this year. And we'll see if because I think at some point what's going to happen with Dorrance Armstrong, I think he's going to have a tear where he goes on an insane runner where he's just ripping all sacks. And I already see that coming. So he's definitely, and currently right now, he's definitely on pace to make the Pro Bowl. And if he goes through what I say he's about to go through, where he's going to have all these sacks, we might actually see Dorrance Armstrong become our next All-Pro guy. So definitely keep an eye out on that. Again, like I said, fantastic game. Washington did what they needed to do, did what they were supposed to do, did everything that needed to happen, because if they didn't, they would have been in a big hole coming out. Like I said, this was a huge win, a very huge win, especially against a defense opposite of our defense that was one of the best in the league. So again, it was something. How many of y'all paid attention to the fact that Jaden Daniels was smiling after Deebo Samuel caught that pass on Benjamin St-Juste? I think they were talking trash back and forth, and he found St-Juste and threw the ball to Deebo Samuel on St-Juste. So, and we saw him smirk afterwards. So I think that was something that, you know, he was messing with St-Juste on that one. But like I said, again, the defense came up big. The downside was that the defense, the secondary, who we thought was going to be the strength of our team this year, they gave up some big plays, some really big plays. Even though they got better towards the end, there were still times that they gave up too many plays. Like I said, that 2nd and 19, if it wasn't for a penalty, that would have been a big conversion for the for the Chargers. Then you're talking about the same thing happened again the very next play. It was like 2nd and 23. They converted it. It just so happened goes back due to a penalty. Like, we cannot, as a secondary, as a team, sit up there and give up those deep big plays, because those big plays can damage your team and give the other team energy to sit up there and all of a sudden turn the game around. So we're glad that the 2 penalties happened, but again, those big plays cannot happen. Marshawn Lattimore did a fantastic job. He sat up there. He was on the other side of the field. Seemed like a lot of the receivers that went to that side kind of really didn't have that big of an impact. But again, and Trey Amos, what a big play he made in the end zone. And how about the emergence of Jeremy Reeves all of a sudden? Like, I mean, Jeremy Reeves, this has got to be what, his 6th year with us now, sixth or 7th year with us now, maybe, because I could have sworn he first got to us when Jay Gruden was here. So I mean, this has got to be his 6th or 7th year with us. He's been here with us for a minute now. So the fact that he's now emerging, that's really, really good, because he made some very good plays. I mean, very, very good plays. And Mikey Sainristil, how about him to take away King? Like, if anybody's going to get a takeaway, it's going to be Mikey. I don't know what's going on with everybody else, but Mikey gets the takeaways. And I mean, and he finds a way to make a play, from tackling to going out there breaking up a pass play to getting the interception. The boy plays very well. And like I said again, he wasn't great, but he played well, and he made the key plays that need to be made to seal the game. So, like I said again, very good game. All they got to do now is fix that, giving up the deep threat, the deep plays in the secondary. But a fantastic win, great win. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Oh, we got the Bears next. That's a Monday night game, and they're actually going to be coming off of their bye. So that may be a problematic game. But again, this is another beef game, y'all. Like I keep telling y'all, this season we got a lot of beefs going on. We already saw what happened in Atlanta. That beef, they beat us in that one. We got the Chicago Bears. That's a beef we got to deal with. The Giants, the second Giants game, that's going to be a big beef. The first Cowboys game is a beef. And we got that Detroit Lion game. That's happening at the Fed Trap. So all these little things that we got to fix now, hopefully they get fixed soon. And the fact that we're back on the mend of guys healing up, we're going to be in a very good position. But y'all tell me what y'all think. How do y'all feel about this victory? Is this something that y'all were excited about? How great of a victory is this in your mind? What things did they do well? What things didn't they do well? Tell me in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe. Other than that, this has been your man, John Fortune, and it's been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.